Hey everyone, so I am a Big Ben 10 fan. As you can tell, I've already done season 1 if you look all the way back. About villainous creatures, allies, villains, all the stuff. So this will start season 2. I'm going to start with the creatures as they're a little bit easier. I tried the allies, there was a sound issue, and it was 24 minutes. Huge thank you to Watch Cartoons Online. They are the only spot where I could find these Ben 10 episodes for free. Ignore all the fake ones. Their new one is WCLforever.com. Again, that's WCLforever.com. Really good site for those that want to watch all those good shows that you can no longer find anymore. So, the way I like to do this is I usually do their first line, unless if they say their name or there is no first line. Show you a picture, give you 10 seconds to guess it. I'll read off their appearances, powers, and weaknesses, move on to the next, and so on and so forth. So this one has, I think, about 13 people, with only one having a first line, hence why creatures are so much easier. That's prep work for me. Everyone loves that. I'll get a Lego video out with this as well. I'm actually in the process of getting ready for the Tower Bridge, and hopefully that will be done before December. Fingers crossed. So let's get started. So here's the first one. 10 seconds. Good luck. There's no first line. This is Dr. Animal's very own mutant frog. So, of course, it's a mutated frog who once again served as a ride for Dr. Animal in his episode Dr. Animal and the Mutant Right, in order to get to the Clockfest, and then he jumped out of sight to serve Dr. Animal all the way back into that observatory, where he battled Ben as Heat Jaws and ended up losing, and it's unknown where he is now. It's unknown if he even got out of the water, because I did rewatch the episode and he did kind of drown in the water, being pushed down by Heat Jaws. So whether he made it out of that alive or not is another matter. And it's another matter entirely if this it's the same one from Washington, D.C. Maybe Dr. Animal found him. We don't even know what happened to that one. Whenever you see Dr. Animal, you'll probably usually see this guy with it. So he is very strong and durable, as he was able to break through a solid brick wall. Like other frogs, he's able to stick to walls, or rather a pole, and it has a very long tongue. He also has a very high jump, like other frogs, but only his jump is a little bit heightened. He's able to breathe underwater as well. However, he can be de-animatized when the transmodulator is destroyed. And another weakness I forgot to know, I probably should have noted it, is the fact that he cannot fit into small spaces. He's very, very big, as you can tell. On to the next one, which is kind of a species, but these specific ones were villains. Well, so much for that. So just ignore it. So this thing here. I was going to give you 10 seconds, but then I accidentally showed them. So much for that. So these are Vulpamancers, otherwise known as wild mutts, or wild mutt species. These ones specifically are the ones from Truth, in which they battle Phil, Max, Gwen, and Ben as wild mutt in an attempt to communicate with them. That went horribly wrong, as Grandpa Max noted. They aren't too keen on speaking to their own species. So, but they were then trapped in a storage container in the meatpacking factory, and supposedly sent sent to the null void off screen. So they have the same powers as Wild Mutt, more experience though, and are a little bit stronger than Wild Mutt. And they have the kill everything in sight attitude. They don't care if it's their own species. They don't care if you're an innocent child. They'll get rid of you. As Grandpa Max said before, and I mentioned it before too, they aren't keen on speaking to their own kind. They aren't keen on anyone, actually. However, they are dumb, for lack of better words, and have the same weaknesses as Wild Mutt. And I'll mention one here right now, as it's the only one that they demonstrated. They are weak to sonic sounds. So now I'm going to show the black screen so I don't show this one, which is honestly my favorite mutant creature, which is my favorite creature that we've been introduced to. 10 seconds, good luck. These are two separate types of them. I should probably play some music with this. Anyways, these are Havoc Beasts. Everyone's favorite little devil. So, of course, that's their species name, supposedly. So they had two appearances. One appeared in Truth, in which this little guy destroyed the entire lobby of a hotel, leaving only a fountain behind, but then was trapped in a box by Ripjaws and then stuffed inside Phil's car and was sent back to the null void off screen. So that was the one that appeared in Truth, one similar to that. In Back with a Vengeance, you see these ones, in which they swarmed Gwen as she was wearing a jetpack that was absorbing a lot of energy, and they were very much attracted to it. And she used that to her advantage and threw a bomb out to get them away, destroying them in the process. So they are super strong for their size and are very fast, making them very annoying to catch. They are also very agile, as they are able to climb up walls, as demonstrated by these two guys right here. They have very sharp claws. They can absorb stuff in their mouth and spit it out. They have a tendency to swarm in the null void. They have very sharp teeth and are very small. But due to their small size, they can be trapped easily, as they also tend to boast, as shown in Truth. I'm just imagining the scene where he's like, like he's doing a little dance, and the Ripjaws came behind with the box and just like, nope, and just covered it. It's just so funny, that scene. Watch it and you'll see what I mean. You can probably look it up by Havoc Beast versus Ripjaws, maybe, I don't know. And also you can use their attraction to energy against them, as it can be used to distract them, as shown with Gwen. So the next one, I think you guys might be tripped up with, as this, and this is the guy, so 10 seconds. So, the reason why I would say that this one might get you guys tripped up is because really his name is almost never mentioned. But he's called excuse my pronunciation, he's a Wexilian Org Beast. So we don't really get a nice intro to him in there, as we don't really see a lot of his powers that much. He sort of has a nice fight with Benton. So one of them appeared in Truth after Phil released it so he can escape with the null void projector. This is the first one that came out that Phil... actually, no. This was the only one that Phil used in order to escape custody. So it was later taken out with some knockout gas and brought back to the null void. So he was just... And he was the last one that got out, so he was sort of trapped in the null void projection room in Mount Rushmore. in the Mount Rushmore base. So yeah, so again, not a lot of powers that we get introduced to, so he's very strong. Usually likes to use a slam attack to slam the floor down, breaking it in the process, and he also has very sharp claws, as you can tell. However, like a later character that we're gonna see, one of the wrestlers named Porcupine, his sharp claws can be caught in the floor, which can be used to your advantage, and can be taken out with some sort of knockout gas, as we've seen before. So, yeah, we get introduced mostly to the creatures in truth, and then there's like only a few that appear outside of it. I should probably redefine my definition of creatures. So creatures are villains that don't have any like human characteristics. Like they either don't have eyes, mouth, like all this stuff. Like they have to be lacking at least one of them, or they have to be proven like a mutant creature, almost like Dr. Ammo's creations, or one that we're gonna see later on. That's sort of my definition of mutant. It's hard to describe. So, anyways, here's the next one. 10 seconds. So these are No Guardians, who first appeared in Truth, where it was accidentally set free when Gwen and Phil were wrestling with the No Void projector, and it attacked the rest bucket, but got taken over by Grey Matter and crashed into Phil's cars. And to Phil's car, causing him to lose control and eventually his demise. Well, not demise, defeat, I should say. He doesn't make a reappearance though till Omniverse. It was then taken back to the No Void off screen. So they also appeared in Back with a Vengeance, in which they swarmed Ben, Philgax, and Kevin before Philgax gained control of a whole swarm of them. Apparently, if you take out one, you take out the entire swarm. That's really good. And used them to try and retrieve Ben, but failed, and after he jumped off to retrieve the Omnitrix, which was proven later to be a bomb, he lost control of them, and now they're still set free in the No Void. So again, they usually appear if the No Void is involved in the episode. So they have the ability to fly. They have tentacles which they use as hands. They are somewhat strong. They have very strong teeth and can swarm. And again, like usual, they usually have a tendency to swarm. But with a special technique that I can't remember the specific name of, Grey Matter named it in Truth, like where if you grip like the side almost, like by the gills, you're able to latch control of them, and apparently you can also control the group. And this technique was not only shown with Grey Matter, but it was also shown with Philgax. I should probably note that. Man, I'm missing so many easy stuff. This feels almost like a logic puzzle. Another one you guys probably won't know about because it's only made one appearance. So these are the two versions you see of it. 10 seconds. I gotta get some music for this. I really do. This just seems so boring. So this is a big giant tick, almost as it's called. That's the name of the episode, The Big Tick. So, but his specific name is the Great One. It's unknown what his species is. He's clearly an alien, but it's unknown what his species actually might be or is. Who served as the main villain of its namesake episode as the main villain of the Big Tick episode, where it wanted to absorb / eat planet Earth, but in the end it exploded, and that was the end of him. So that's him when he is hasn't fully digested stuff, like he's nice and pink. Honestly, I don't know who was the person that designed the color choice. And then when it starts feeding, it looks more like that. So, its powers is that it has 3 worshippers that keep people from getting it close. I can't believe I have to list this power, but it can actually walk, though it usually doesn't. It walked 1 step throughout the entire episode, and that's from there to there. Bravo. I just want to applaud there. So it's a gas and liquid, and it can absorb worlds and mutate the landscape, and as well as send in mutant vines after anyone. It gets bigger and bigger as it feeds, like a normal tick. Its outside is completely impenetrable. You cannot destroy it from the outside. And it's able to encase itself in a meteoroid to travel through space. However, it can be destroyed internally, and when its scales fall off, it can be used to deflect its attacks. I would honestly say that this is one of the underrated Ben 10 villains, as it's one of the toughest Ben 10 villains that he had to face. And he had a new alien in that episode as well, making it even more tough. But we'll get to that alien later on, and honestly, in my case, he's one of the weakest aliens. These are the next guys. 10 seconds. These are mutant mushrooms, who first appeared in Camp Fear as they served as the servants in the mycelium, aiding it in taking over the camp and also the world, but were converted back to regular dried up mushrooms at the end of the episode. So they have very sharp teeth and all swarm. However, they are not fast, usually relying on their numbers rather than their speed. It can be easily taken out by anyone. If the mycelium is destroyed, then they also will be, and they can't stand foot powder, as it can kill them. But that's not shown in the episode, so I was debating whether or not I should include that. So, here's the only one that actually has a line. I know, beautiful picture, right? Here's his first line. That's his first line. 10 seconds. Good luck. That's Jeopardy music now. So this is the one that I mentioned in the previous one with the mutant mushrooms. This thing here is the mycelium. The best picture known to man. It is unknown if he is a mutant or maybe an alien. I tend to go with alien, however, based on the size of it, I would say he's more of a mutant. Someone told me that I think somebody should run a safety inspection with that camp. I think they experimented something they probably shouldn't have. You know? So it first appeared in Camp Fear, where it was planning on taking over the world by unleashing its spores to spread across the US and beyond, but was killed at the end of the episode. Honestly, that death scene was kind of scary. Ben just tossed the whole entire can of foot powder in it. It's puking out all the foot powder and just exploding. It's ew, this is so disgusting. So it is able to summon mutant mushrooms and vines to protect itself, which are strong enough to throw a effing bulldozer. I mean, that one scene is holy cow. Holy, God. It can telepathically communicate with any and all plants, including alien plants like wild vine, so the Florana species. And its spores and vines have to be destroyed separately, which can be summoned as well. So its weaknesses, it can't stand foot powder, and if it's killed, all its defenses, like the mutant mushrooms, for example, will be too, with the exception of the vines and spores. Those have to be destroyed separately. Okay, so we got 2 more people, and no other lines. So another one that's only appeared once. I wish they made another appearance though. It would be nice if they did. I mean, I know they appeared in a game and stuff, but, you know, 10 seconds. God, I already gave you 5. So, I usually call these cyber octopuses or something like that, but their true name are cyber squids as confirmed in a video game that I do not have. I only have one Ben 10 video game, and that's the Omniverse one. By the way, really good game. Really recommend it. It's really fun. You get to battle the Doritos. They're a constant enemy, but the main villain is malware. But that's not until Omniverse. So they're an alien robot species. We'll get more into like these types, like Piscicus. Like they're from the world Piscicus, supposedly. Honestly, this is all in the video game. I go to Ben 10 Wiki to confirm these one-time villain people, just in case if I miss one, you know, a power. They first appeared and they lurked below, in which they attempted to gain back the power source that Donovan stole in order to power his resort via a UFO ship that crashed in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, smart place for it, isn't it? But they failed after Eddie reverse engineered it, destroying the resort with them in it. So they are very fast swimmers, usually more powerful in groups. They are very smart. They have sharp beaks and tentacles. They are bioluminescent and can walk with tentacles up and down walls, even on ceilings. They are super strong and they are very durable. However, they can be blown up or ripped apart with enough force and can be quickly caught off guard. So we got one more, people. One more. 10 seconds. Good luck. So, sorry about that. Ignore that voice that just happened. So I'll give you another, like, 8 seconds, maybe. So, this is known as Firebat. So, it is half Pyronite and half bat. Well, Animo specifically called it a specific species of bat. I don't know. I don't pay attention to specific species. I should probably do that more, though. Who first appeared in Dr. Anima and the Mutant Ray, which was as he was the very first test subject for Anima's new ray made out of an old telescope from the observatory, and quickly became loyal to him, trying to stop Ben and his crew from reaching the observatory, but was put out and flew away. He then battled Ben as heat jars and lost, being blasted away and put out in the end. Due to the fact that he was blasted out, it's unknown where he is. He might still be in the observatory. He might be unmutated. We don't know. So he has all of Heat Blast's power, albeit very limited. He can shoot balls of fire out of his mouth or as a single jet of flame. He can fly. He can hang upside down. He is very strong. He can use his wings as weapons. And due to the fact that he adapted to his powers so quickly, I want to also add that he might have some semblance of intelligence as well. However, like Heat Blast, he can be put out with water and is unable to fit in small spaces. I mean, look at that. He can't even fit in the picture. I couldn't find a full-scale version of this guy. Anyways, that will be all for this video. I'll see you guys next time with the allies. So long.